Greetings, wise ones. It's Melissa of 8th House Wisdom. And today I want to walk you through a brief astrology forecast for 2026, focusing on the standout astrology of the year. Not every transit, not every day, but the core energetics story, so that you can understand what you're really working with over the next 12 months. This is the astrology that I use inside the Stellar Year Blueprint, Celestial Compass, and Celestial Navigation Path programs. It's where planning meets timing and where we stop reacting to the year and start navigating it. So let's talk about what makes a difference in 2026 at the high level. Starting with the big picture of the year. 2026 is not a year of floating. It is a year of initiation, responsibility, and embodied leadership. We are firmly out of the figuring it out emotionally era that was Saturn in Pisces and multiple planets in the watery, dreamy subconscious sign. And now moving into a year that asks, what are you doing with what you know and have learned? This is a year where ideas want form, vision wants action, and avoidance becomes very loud. Saturn in Aries is the backbone of the year. It's one of the most important signatures of 2026. Saturn in Aries asks us to grow up around self-leadership. This isn't about pushing harder, it's about owning your choices. Where Saturn in Pisces blurred boundaries and tested faith, Saturn in Aries says, where are you willing to take responsibility for your direction? This shows up as being asked to commit, being asked to choose, being asked to stop outsourcing your authority. If you've been waiting for clarity before acting, 2026 flips that on its head. Clarity comes through action. So do it before you're ready. Neptune in Aries, from dreaming to doing. This is another huge shift in the collective. This is subtle but powerful. Neptune in Pisces dissolved illusions. Neptune in Aries ignites them. This is where inspiration wants movement, where spiritual identity becomes embodied, where people feel called to act on what they believe. But here's the key. Neptune in Aries can inspire or confuse. So discernment matters. Grounding matters. Not every impulse is divine guidance. This is where nervous system aware planning becomes essential in 2026. Pluto in Aquarius is the long arc. Pluto continues in the sign of community, collective, and innovation, and this is the long-term game. Having been in this sign firmly since late 2024, we are not dealing with a one-year transit. This is a generational rewrite around community, technology, systems, and power dynamics. In 2026, Pluto in Aquarius keeps asking, how do you participate in the collective without losing yourself? Where do you belong? Where do you opt out? And how do you contribute without burning out? This isn't abstract. It shows up in work, networks, visibility, and how we live our lives. Jupiter's story is one about expansion, but with consequences. Jupiter is moving through Cancer through summer of 2026 with a focus on emotional intelligence and getting deeply rooted. Overall, the theme of 2026 for Jupiter is growth requires containment. Post June, July, Jupiter moves into the sign of Leo, where being creative, bold, and spotlighted are favored. This also indicates that opportunities to be visible and to take center stage are real. Expansion across your core areas, and in particularly how you shine in the world, are available. But overextension is real and it has a cost. This is a year where fewer well-chosen opportunities perform scattered growth. And saying yes without support becomes exhausting fast. Jupiter rewards aligned expansion, not blind optimism. The eclipse seasons of 2026 ask us to observe, not force. Eclipses in 2026 are not about forcing decisions. Not that any eclipse ever would be. But in particular, for this upcoming year, they are about watching what opens and what closes across the 4 areas of our chart where eclipses will show up. And that is in the signs of Virgo and Pisces and Leo and Aquarius. This is a year where endings clarify themselves, beginnings arrive without a full explanation, and control creates more stress than trust. Eclipses in 2026 ask you to notice your patterns, not to rush outcomes, and to be in observer mode. This is especially important for planners who like certainty. 2026 doesn't always give it up front. So know that you are working in the darkness and void. But I'd like to reframe that for you. We are all born from darkness into light, and all creation happens in the void. Trust that even if you don't know where you are going, you know that things will take shape when the light reappears. This is a poignant metaphor for eclipses, which are all about blocking out the light and waiting for it to return. And finally, we're going to talk about the retrogrades, because review is the strategy. Retrogrades in 2026 are not interruptions, not that they ever were. They are built-in recalibration points. This is a year where review is the strategy. Instead of pushing through friction, this year rewards editing, renegotiating, repairing, and refining. If you plan with that assumption and acknowledge and embrace that adjustments are a part of the process and an indicator of success, not a problem, then 2026 becomes so much smoother. The real invitation of 2026 is presence, rooting, and action. At its core, this year asks us, can you lead yourself through uncertainty without abandoning yourself? This is not a year for perfection, with multiple planets for the collective moving into Aries. It is a year for responsiveness in a spirited manner that embodies the energy of fire. And remember, Aries' motto is ready, shoot, aim. This is a sign that acknowledges that a negative feedback loop, aka learning from incremental feedback that gives you information on what works and doesn't work, is as valid a process as researching everything up front, trying to get everything right, and only then feeling comfortable to take action. The people who thrive in 2026 are not the ones with the most rigid plans. They are the ones who know how to adjust their plans without losing their center. So I'd love to be a guide for you as we embark on 12 transformative months that lay out a new energetic blueprint for at least the next decade. If you want to understand how this astrology impacts your life, specifically your timing, your seasons, and your capacity, then that is what the Stellar Year Blueprint Celestial Compass is for. The Stellar Year Blueprint Celestial Compass helps you orient to the year. The Celestial Navigation Path version of the Stellar Year Blueprint teaches you how to move through it month by month, season by season. And this is where the magic of stellar planning and your stellar birthright come together to provide you with the most accurate information about where you need to go and what you need to do according to the blueprint that was forged on the day you were born. This helps you achieve without overfunctioning or going into burnout, because 2026 isn't asking you to do more. It's asking you to do what matters on purpose. And with that, I'd like to wish each and every one of you the most blessed and abundant 2026 yet. And remember, timing is everything. And life and business do come with an instruction manual. It's written in the stars. Blessed be, wise one. See you in the next video.